Hope you all are having a good day. Just wanted to put together a quick video talking about how marketing agencies can land 3 to 5 clients in the next 75 days by building a cold email machine. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an automated cold email system for your business to turn cold traffic into qualified sales calls. This video is for you if you run a marketing agency. You're looking to add an automated system that allows you to generate 5 to 20 sales calls a month. You want and have capacity to sign these new 3 to 5 clients in the next 90 days, or you're just tired of relying on landing clients by word of mouth. This video is not for you if you don't run a marketing agency, you don't have the capacity to sign new clients within the next 90 days, you don't believe cold emails work, or you think that cold emails are spam or illegal. So really quick, who am I? My name's Savam. I'm the founder of Leadwise, based here in Atlanta, Georgia. Leadwise is a lead generation agency leveraging cold emails to help marketing agencies land more clients. And I'm basically going to give you a step-by-step rundown on how to create this cold email machine that'll generate you 5 to 20 qualified sales calls and land 3 to 5 clients in the next 75 to 90 days. So this is our entire system from top to bottom, all the way from the research to the finding leads to setting up the infrastructure, creating the cold email copy sequence, inbox management, all the way down to where we hand it off to you and you'll be booking the calls. Starting off at the top, research. So a few questions we're going to ask are, who are we trying to help? Who does my service work for? Who are the decision makers? So who are you trying to help? Who's your ideal client? Who do you know that your service is going to be able to assist, and who can you provide value to? And lastly, who are the decision makers? So who in this industry or who in the companies you want to target are going to be making the decision about whether they want to work with you or not? Once we answer these questions, we can finally go out and find some leads. We use Apollo here at Leadwise. By using the filters at Apollo, we can geographically filter your ideal clients. We can filter them by their role in the company, the size of the company. We can decide if we want to primarily work with English-speaking countries like we do, because we mostly speak English at Leadwise. Once we scrape those leads, we're going to put it through a lead list scraper. We use Leads Magically here, but there's a lot of other ones out there as well. We basically use the Apollo leads, scrape those leads, and then using that CSV file, we're going to clean and verify those leads using Million Verifier. The reason you want to do that is because you want to make sure your leads aren't outdated, and you want to make sure your emails don't bounce because the email doesn't exist or isn't actually correlated to that person whatsoever. But once we can do that, we can finally begin setting up our email infrastructure. Our infrastructure setup primarily includes buying domains, setting up deliverability, and warming up the email accounts. Here at Leadwise, we'll buy about 15 domains for you. Using those domains, we'll set up 3 different email accounts on Outlook Business Basic for you as well. That will total out to 45 burner email accounts because we don't want to use our primary email in case it gets blacklisted. Those burner email accounts will then be connected to SmartLead, where we'll set up our deliverability, mainly by warming up the emails and slowly creating a copy that doesn't land us in the spam box. And how can we do that? Obviously, that's a lot of copywriting principles, but what we do typically is once we create a copy, we'll put it through Mail Meteor, which will check our copy for any words that might trigger or land us in spam. Lastly, once we create the cold email copy sequence, we'll typically start creating a campaign through it. The campaign, like here, says an initial cold email followed up by 4 emails, the last being a breakup email. Now this is all done for you from the initial cold email sequence all the way down to the final breakup email, where that's basically the last email we'll be sending that prospect before we just decide to leave them alone or wait 2 to 3 months before we put them back into our campaign. Here we say volume negates luck, because if we're sending out anywhere from 25 to 50 emails a day from each of these accounts, that's landing us between 20, 30, or maybe even 40,000 emails a month. It's simply unreasonable not to be landing sales calls, sending out 40,000 emails a month to our leads list. And during this whole process, there's a lot of other steps involved as well, like objection handling. If the replies that we get are not positive replies and they have some objections with our offer, we'll handle that for you. We'll talk them through those objections, and we'll handle them for you. Obviously, inbox management is a big thing. If you're sending out 40,000 emails a month, we'll be handling that for you. Qualifying leads, you don't want to waste time on people who aren't the right fit for your company. We want to figure out who you guys actually want to work with and make sure that the calls that end up on your end are actually a group of people that you do want to work with. So we'll also be qualifying your leads. And lastly, we'll be answering any questions they have there as well. So that at the end of the day, we can make sure that all you have to deal with are booked calls and closed clients. So here's the entire system with all the technologies listed that I talked about earlier. You could screenshot it. You could search up all these technologies. You could do whatever. But if you follow these steps, you will have your own cold email machine by the end of it. Now, all the information I just listed, you could definitely use that, and you could go out and make your own cold email machine, but I will warn you, that can take anywhere from 30 to 40 hours of work up front, along with another 3 to 6 months of testing to make sure that it's actually working and you have a optimized and efficient cold email machine. Now, if you work with us, what you can expect is anywhere from 1 to 10 warm, qualified prospects per week. The entire process from the research all the way down to the booked calls are going to be done for you from scratch. There's no time wasted on your end testing or waiting or just anticipating if these emails landed in the inbox or not. And you also don't need to worry about generating interest, managing a team, or optimizing their lead generation system, because we do that for you. So these are just some numbers that we can take a look at here, because a big cornerstone of this business model is that volume does negate luck. So in a month, if we send anywhere between 20 to 40, so let's say 30,000 emails, and we get an open rate of 40%, that's 12,000 emails opened. At 5% reply rate, that's 600 emails replied, and 30 book calls at another 5% call rate. And then if we do the low end of the industry standard, which is 20%, that's still 6 book calls, 6 closed clients, 6 closed clients a month. Now, these numbers don't reflect what we get here at Leadwise, because we have an optimized system. We send out personable emails, optimized emails. We check deliverability. We make sure the bounce rate is as low as possible. We obviously handle the inbox so that you're not missing any positive replies. So you could expect anywhere from 6 to 10, 20 closed clients a month. Lastly, I just want to talk about service delivery. So if you work with us, how the process is going to work is we'll start off with the onboarding call. On the onboarding call, we're going to talk about creating an offer based on your company and what your company has to offer for your clients. We're going to talk you through the entire process of what we're going to do from day one all the way down to the day you get your first client off of us, the goals that you want to hit every month, and obviously we're going to figure out what your target client themselves are. Next is the infrastructure setup. This is going to take about 14 to 21 days. So we'll be setting up your domains for you, the emails for you. We're going to make sure those emails are completely warmed up. We're going to start scraping the leads for you. And of course, we're going to be crafting a cold email copy based on the information we learned about the onboarding call and through our research process. Third is our launch call. So this is right before we start launching the campaign. We break down our entire system. We'll run through the angles that we want to talk about and maybe some of the what we call a value permission based call to action, basically just providing some value to these cold prospects up front so that they're more nurtured by the time they end up on a call with you. And lastly, 14-day optimization. Within these 14 days, you'll be getting weekly reports, daily updates, and just campaign enhancements throughout this entire time so that you know exactly what's going on behind the scenes and you know exactly how well our campaign is performing. So again, you could take this entire system, you could create your old cold email machine, or you could work with us. There will be a link down below to my calendar. Hope to see you there.